I'm here to say that if you have some crazy fucking ideas, if people don't agree with like the business models that you want to do, the workout methods that you want to do, or whatever, it doesn't matter, because you don't have to explain yourself to anyone of what you're doing, because it doesn't have to make sense to them. It only has to make sense to you. Because there's some people that made very interesting and crazy businesses, and everyone probably judged them for it, but guess what? It worked for them. It doesn't have to make sense to someone else. So maybe your friends, your family, or co-workers, or someone you know, or business partners even, they could disagree with you and be like, what the fuck are you doing? This doesn't make sense. It's a dumb idea, right? It could be, right? It could end up being horribly, and it could work out bad, right? And that's fine. That's usually what happens. But guess what? It might work. It might be successful. If you really put all your dedication, focus, and drive, determination towards it, it will be successful if you keep trying to make it grow and keep trying to make it work. So it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. Like, the same thing with Mr. Beast. People were like, what the fuck are these videos? They're so lame, so dumb. He didn't get views until his 100th video, you know. He didn't blow up to like his, I don't know, thousands, to quotations, just as an idea, right? And there's definitely something with the 100 videos, right? And it probably doesn't make sense to anyone, or people are going to criticize you with anything you do if you start posting or whatever. Yes, there's some people that are going to cheer you on, but maybe you got to start reaching a level and they start hating on you because they're insecure about themselves. But it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, right? As long as it makes sense to you and you believe it and you're dedicated and you work hard with it, then it will work, because it only needs to make sense to you. That's all I'm trying to say. These last few videos have been very quick, but the point is self-explanatory. It's not like I have to go in depth with a lot of these points. It doesn't have to make sense to someone else as long as it makes sense to you. If you want to go to college and that makes sense to you, and other people tell you don't go to college, don't do that degree, it doesn't matter what it makes sense to them. It's what you want, it's what you like, it makes sense to you. If you want to go into the trade business, like a trade apprenticeship, and people are like, why the fuck are you doing that? Go to college degree, whatever. It doesn't matter. Do what you want to do. It doesn't have to make sense to them. If you want to day trade, if you want to invest, it doesn't have to make sense to them. They're like, oh, that's dumb, you're gonna lose money, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as it makes sense to you and you know what you're doing, then you do it. Because there's a billion, million, trillion things that you could do, right? And it's to a lot of people, most people it's not gonna make sense to. And it might make sense to some, and it might not make sense to others. But it doesn't matter what the other people say, what the other people think, and it doesn't have to make sense to them. They could never get it, right? Let's say you do become successful, and it works out, and you're $10 million business, right? And it still might not make sense to them. They're like, how does it work? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to make sense to them. It just has to make sense to you. And that's what I'm trying to say. So keep that in mind. Don't let anyone put you down. Keep doing what you have to fucking do. Lock in. Go the direction you have to go. And keep pushing forward. Don't let no other fucking things sway you. Right? Just fucking lock in. That's what I'm trying to say.